it for you. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere and anytime at all. Down here in the deep blue sea.
Good afternoon, friends. Today we will be looking into the very king of Nakama power himself, Natsu Dragneel. Oh, sorry, I must have messed up the pictures. Here, let me just try that again. Natsu Dragneel. Oh, for the love of... I said Natsu Dragneel. Ah, there we go. So, Natsu is one of the main protagonists of the fantasy adventure anime Fairy Tail. Alongside his guild and closest of friends, Natsu explores the magical country of Magnolia to fulfill quests and ward off the forces of evil that threaten the peace of this world. Fairy Tail is an anime filled to the brim with magic, quite literally. Almost every character in the show is a wizard of some kind who is capable of using magic to, assist them in combat. There are countless types of magic, support magic, advanced magic, summoning magic, fire, blah 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 blah. Too many to just, go ahead and count, really. A couple of examples that are pretty cool are, there are celestial spirit users like Lucy who call for spirits to aid them in battle. Then you have mages who can use their magic to swap out their weapons and armor instantly like Asa can. There are also elemental wizards who can use, for example, water or ice magic like Juvia and Grey do. Natsu himself is a fire magic user with a bit of a twist. There are in fact many fire type magic users in Magnolia, but Natsu is a bit special when you compare them to the, the average fire type magic user. He uses a special type of fire magic called dragon slaying magic. This magic was bestowed onto him by his dragon teacher Igneel and is meant to be used to slay dragons. I could give you the rundown of the entire series here, but if I did that, we would be here until the heat death of the universe, and I would not want to make you listen to my awful accent for that long. I'm not that evil, so, let's just take a look at Natsu's abilities in more detail before we start placing him in the Dragon Ball universe. As per usual, I will be using the strongest possible version of Natsu for this video. Let's get started with checking out Natsu's incredible, plot armor power and, my god, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but power of friendship. Like I stated before, Natsu is a user of fire dragon slaying magic. Alongside his ability to create fire using his magic, all dragon slayers are capable of eating their respective elements to replenish magical energy. A little bit of context here, Natsu is the fire dragon slayer, but there's also a lightning dragon slayer, a water dragon slayer, a steel dragon slayer, a popcorn dragon slayer, just giving some examples here. Not all of these are actual things, but just a bit of context, there are dragon slayers and they all have different elements. So in Natsu's case, he can eat fire to replenish his used magical energy. The only restriction on this is that he cannot consume the flame he himself has created. So no infinite energy hacks possible, sadly, which it would be pretty fun, but that would be a tad bit broken. His magic also gets stronger based on his emotional state. The more enraged he becomes, the stronger he can push his magic to be. Think of a Gohan who goes absolutely apeshit after getting really mad by Cell kind of killing a certain android. Naturally, Natsu has a couple of upgrades to use on his baseline dragon slaying magic, and I will be treating Natsu as if he can use all of these powers whenever he wants. There have been instances where he used something one time and then just either forgot about it or was unable to use them again, but I will treat it like he can still use them for the sake of this video. First off, we have his Dragon God mode, which he obtained after figuring out how to eat the flames of the God Slayer Zankro. This is really nothing more than a power-up by combining two types of lost magic. It's pretty basic, but I found it to be worth mentioning, and I didn't put this in the script, so this is kind of a cut in here. He also has displayed the ability to eat Epherion once, which allowed him to go into his Dragon Force form, but I'm not entirely sure if that was just pure Dragon Force or like if Ethereon Dragon Force, if it's like treated as a separate power, but I'm just going to mention it because it, I suddenly remembered it whilst recording this video. So there is also that, but the rest of the video doesn't really include this, but I don't think it really matters for the end result. Next up is his Lightning Fire Dragon mode. Just like with the previous power-up we just discussed, this power-up was obtained by consuming the lightning of the Lightning Dragon Slayer Luxus. This greatly boosts his power and allows him to add lightning to his Fire Dragon magic, which can come in handy. Moving ahead, we have his Fire Dragon King mode, in which he can tap into the very last reserves of Igneel's power that still dwelled inside of him. This mode can still be used with his own power reserves, but it is vastly weaker as the time he used it while Igneel's power was still inside of him, but he does still get a major power boost from this. The ultimate ability of Dragon Slayers is to enter a state known as Dragon Force. While in the state, they are said to have power equal to that of an actual dragon. And this mode is usually entered when a Dragon Slayer consumes something of, vast magical energy, like previously stated in that cut-in, the Ethereon. But Natsu is the only known first generation Dragon Slayer who is seen entering Dragon Force without any external sources, purely on his own power. Lastly, every Dragon Slayer suffers from an effect known as dragonization. The more they use their magic, the more they will turn into and mutate into a dragon. Thanks to the antibodies Ignu gave Natsu, he won't ever fully turn into a dragon and can only use partial transformations. This, however, still boosts his strength quite tremendously. Obviously, Natsu also has the enhanced strength, reflexes, etc. that pretty much everyone on this tier list has. And one more thing that is worth mentioning in my opinion is that you've probably noticed that I did not include his END or END transformation in this, because I felt I wanted to do this video on actual Natsu Dragneel that we had throughout the entire series, and not the revelation that he is in fact, one of Zeref's demons in the end. I wanted this to be the video where the actual human Natsu Dragneel faced off against Dragon Ball, so I purposely actually left out the END transformation, and the same thing can be said for the final battle against Agnologia, where he actually gets power from all of the other Dragon Slayers, because that's an obtained power from others, and I wanted this to really be a video about Natsu on his own with his own devices, just having his own power-ups in this video, and I felt it would be more genuine that way. If you do actually include the END transformation, I don't think I would change my rating of him anyway, but what really sets him apart is the fact that he pretty much focuses on one specific ability. Most of the guys we have discussed before have multiple, abilities that they rely on in combat, but Natsu is, different in that regard. But when putting him up against the guys in Dragon Ball, he would quite literally just blaze right through them. The thing is, Emperor Pilaf and his gang would just get polarized, the Red Ribbon army would get destroyed without a trace of them left, the World Tournament would not stand a chance, King Piccolo is strong but not nearly strong enough, and Piccolo Jr. wouldn't be able to touch him either. People really like to shit on Natsu a lot, but I honestly don't see why. He is leagues stronger than people often make him out to be. And people also seem to forget that fire is hot and burning is ouchy. He can literally just set guys on fire and win. There are some instances where a character is shown to be susceptible to fire in Dragon Ball. An example of this is where Tulu, the Kunasan warrior, with a stated power level of 1100 is set ablaze with Thomas Flame Bullet and suffers, incapacitating damage. I believe the first time we see a Dragon Ball character just not give a crap about fire is when Broly gets doused in lava in Second Coming and just shrugs that shit off. And yeah, he did come out with his energy shield and crap, but you cannot sit there and tell me that he had that shit up when he went under. Nah, he was raw dogging that lava longsword style and he just survived, which is ridiculous, but it happened. You may disagree with me, but I believe that Natsu can make it all the way up to Frieza. Raditz is only slightly stronger than Tulu and will burn a lot easier due to all the excess of his hair. Nappa may be more flame repellent due to his succulent baldness, but Natsu is also stupid strong in the physical department. Using Dragon God mode or Lightning Dragon mode would make him strong enough to clear the Saiyan saga pretty easily in my opinion. And I can already see the comments flowing in that, Matt Vegeta can just destroy the earth, bro. Shut the fuck up, no. People gotta start realizing that sure, he could blow up the earth, but if he was suicidal. Saiyans can't breathe outside of the upper atmosphere. If Vegeta just said fuck it and blew up the planet, he would die too. And that's if he would even get the chance to do so. Natsu in the Namek Saga would, in my opinion, get up to Final Form Frieza, and I mean just regular Final Form Frieza, not the full power buff Frieza. I think he's way stronger. But guys like Zarbon and Dodoria would pretty much get fotherized. The Ginyu Force is definitely tough, especially Captain Ginyu is a lot stronger than the anime portrays him as. We also don't really get to see the peak of his power, which is pretty sad, but using his Fire Dragon King mode would ass blast the captain to New Namek and back. The fight against Frieza would definitely start with Frieza dominating Natsu, but the angrier Natsu gets, the stronger he becomes. Using his Dragon Force and Dragonization, I believe he would make it to Final Form Frieza, but Frieza's ceiling is just way higher than Natsu's, and when push comes to shove, Frieza can actually pull the I'll just blow up the planet LMAO card, since his species can in fact survive in the vacuum of space. But I highly doubt, Frieza would even need to go this far. Natsu is definitely stupid strong and way stronger than people often make him out to be, but Frieza is just a monster on a completely different level. So, as you may have already guessed, I am placing Natsu at the Namek Saga on the tier list. His strong physical strength and control of fire is a pretty strong combination, which I believe will get him pretty far in Dragon Ball. People will definitely complain about this, but a good amount of characters in Dragon Ball with insane powers can still die by stuff like burning alive. This won't always work though, since I'm sure that there will be characters who will figure out how to put up a energy shield to protect them from burning alive, but Natsu is plenty strong to just fight him off using his magical energy and ridiculous physical strength. And if none of that works, he is still the king of friendship, is magic Aspul, so you never really know. But in the end, this video is just meant to be a fun place for discussing how far Natsu would get in Dragon Ball. Do you agree with my placement, or do you think I misjudged him and he should be way higher or way lower on the list? Definitely let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more similar content in the future, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon to never miss another video ever again. If you want to support me in another way, I recently set up a channel membership option. It's only $5 a month, but please only spend your money on supporting me if you can, miss it. Things are expensive enough already as things stand, and I don't want people getting in monetary issues because they feel like they have to support me. With that being said, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.